Hi, Coach Tabitha here. Thank you for joining us tonight. So happy to see you. We will get started promptly at 8 o'clock, so get ready. Hi, Coach Joy.
Hi, Tabitha. How are you?
I'm great. Now that you're here, how are you doing, Coach Joy?
I love your necklace, not your necklace, your scarf and your earrings. They look really good on you.
You look like we played. Out.
Say that again?
Coach Joy, we have a lot of folks on the line today, and the
Huh?
screen is scrolling so fast I can't keep.
That's a good thing. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So, Coach Joy, you're a guest coach. You know all about Stira. Stira is a social coaching platform for college students. So we're here to help you get to your next level, whatever that may be. And so we're doing this 30-day navigating life campaign. We're here Monday through Fridays from 8 to 8:15 p.m. And we're so excited to welcome Coach Joy. So, Coach Joy.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I love what you all do at Steer Us. I think it's important to support college students. I think even specifically now, just during this time, as I've been seeing on your social media page, that it's been college interrupted, right? Especially, I think it's been really hard for students where maybe they're the first one in their family to go. So you have this big dream of going, and it's like, wow, like, he's been stuck. Or if you were expecting to graduate, and some people don't realize that walking across that stage is a big deal for some people. Like, it is. For some people, it may be more important than a wedding day because you've really worked hard for it. You've put in the hours, you've put in the time, you've put in money. And so I know it can be very difficult for students like that. So if you're in that position, know that my heart goes out to you. I know that it's tough. I know that it's difficult. But know that I and Stira celebrate you for making it through, whether you did it in 4 years, 6 years, 8 years. We celebrate you and your accomplishment.
Yes, we do.
I know that was a lot, but that just popped in my head because I've been hearing all throughout the day a lot of my colleagues saying, oh, we were going to go to my niece or my daughter is supposed to graduate. And I just thought about how difficult not being able to walk across. So yes, you graduated, but not having that moment is difficult for some people. So just want to say we celebrate you.
You know what? And also, Joy, thank you for recognizing that because that is an incredible loss for many students. But we also encourage you to use this opportunity to be creative. So recently, I think it was last week, one of my she actually is a high school senior, and of course she was bummed out about not walking across the stage, but she revealed the college that she's going to be going to. So she showed all 13 colleges she's accepted into, and then she did a great reveal, and we were all screaming, and it was just such a moment, and everybody's like, okay, how do we get you money? Here's Cash App and things like that. So think of other ways that, others may celebrate with you your tremendous accomplishment.
Yeah, like the graduation ceremony may not happen this May, but the celebration totally can. And I think that's what Tabitha is pointing out is that you can create your own stage at home. You can have balloons, flowers. Fortunately, we have Zoom, we have Google Hangouts and all these tools that we can use to connect virtually. So you may not have that moment where you're surrounded by your other classmates, but create your own graduation ceremony at home. You can invite a virtual speaker to your house. You can Google virtual speeches. You can still have that celebration. I think that's important.
But just a little quick tip with that. Some of y'all they don't use Zoom all the time. Do a dry run for those family members, okay? Or hold up your entire Zoom. Just a little tip for you.
That is very true. Very, very true. So Coach Tabitha, I I don't know your thoughts, but one thing that's been kind of on my mind this past week, because I've been thinking about the importance of relationships. So somebody shared an article with me about networking and how important it is to network and the tips. And as I was reading the article and thinking about it, I realized that sometimes we make this big deal about networking, go to an event, have your elevator pitch and have your business cards. But at the heart of networking is really just relationships and getting to build genuine connections with people. So I want to hear from you, and then all of you guys that are joining us, what are some things that you do to build genuine relationships? Like, how do you even engage in conversations where you get to know people? What are the kind of questions that you ask? I'm curious.
Now, what type of relationships? Are we talking about like a girlfriend, boyfriend? Are we talking about like a mentor? No, I need to know what type of relationship, because this might be a whole different kind of session.
That is a good, okay, so I was thinking professional. So either mentor, mentee, or even colleague to colleague, right? Like there's some people that you're not necessarily looking for them to mentor you, but you're in the same, field, same career field, maybe about the same, level in your careers. How do you build those relationships? Though I do think talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend relationships might be worth talking about another time, because that's something that you do encounter in college. How do you balance books and love?
Don't do it. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. So unfortunately, and I will say this, Joy, for some reason I can't see comments scrolling. So please don't think we're ignoring you. We're not. We think you are amazing. Oh, I do see some little laugh face, cry face emojis. I think I'm glad. We want you to have a little giggle, but learn a little. Giggle little.
Yeah, giggling little.
Okay, so Joy. Okay, so the question is, how do you create or develop or cultivate a professional mentoring relationship? Okay.
Yes. That's what I'm curious.
Network colleagues help over the years before you have an ask from the. Now, you know what, Gil, that is really good advice. Don't always have your hand out. Don't think about, okay, what can I get from people? What can I get from people? Use opportunities to also give. If you see a gap and there's something that you can do to help out, do that. And then you're building up your capacity to one day turn around and ask, hey, can you give me some advice? If you're a hard worker, they're more than happy to help. You'll love that. That's great advice.
I think that is so true. And one of the ways some people ask, well, so what do I give? How do I know what to give? I think one of the fundamental things that you can do when cultivating professional relationships, but even general relationships, ask, who are you and what motivates you, right? Like, what are you trying to achieve? I think that can go even in friendships, but professional relationships is asking, like, if I'm just meeting Tabitha and I don't know her, I need to ask her name, not just what she does, but what drives you. Because a lot of people are working jobs that don't necessarily tap into their passion that they want to be in. So ask them, like, what are you passionate about? What drives you? And as you get to learn about the person and their goals and what motivates them, you might be able to figure out what you can give to help them achieve their goals, or what you can offer to help them get to the next level.
Okay, thank you, Joy. We have a comment. One strategy is to be transparent and genuine. I love that. That's absolutely
yes. Agreed.
Keep the advice coming.
Yeah, for those of you guys just joining, welcome. We're talking about cultivating professional relationships. So we want to know, how do you develop relationships? What are questions that you ask, or what are things that you try to do to develop, professional relationships, whether it's a mentoring or just a networking? Oh, yes, listen to their stories. That is good advice. So this is one thing that I've learned while working with people in general, especially in corporate America. People don't listen. People hear, but they don't genuinely listen. And I feel like if more of us learn how to listen, we could set ourselves apart. Like, are you capturing the details? And not just listening, Poonam, I love that you say listen to their stories, but also listen to what they're not saying, like the reactions that they're giving, because that also gives you a sense of who they truly are and what matters to them. Oh, that is good advice.
I love a catchphrase. I always say, listen to learn. That's very important. Listen to learn.
Yes.
Okay.
That's so.
Other tips. while we're getting more tips, Joy, I remember years ago, my first job in my profession, I was so devastated because my supervisor refused to promote me. She said, I want you to
Mm.
go and grow, go and grow. And I was like, but I want that extra
What is that?
$10,000 a year. And she was like, no, you need to. And that really made me upset with her for years. And then I realized she did me an absolute favor. And because of her
Mm-mm.
pushing me out the door, it helped me to grow. So, stories like that are very important because it teaches you, sometimes you have to bloom, you have to go so you can grow.
See, even listening to your story right there, because someone in that story was like, oh, so the lesson is push people out. But one, this tells me that this was a significant experience. So there, even though that's one story, that experience as a whole matters to you. So if I'm just meeting you, I might want to learn more. So what was this opportunity that you did with her? What did you learn? What was your next step that you took? So if you really learn to listen, you can figure out the questions like, oh, okay. So would you recommend that I stay for a while? Like there are questions that you can generate when you learn to listen. Listen to learn.
Yeah.
Because I'm learning from you just now. Like I'm learning that sometimes I can stay in a place and be comfortable, or sometimes I can do what's scary and move and transition to something new. And it might really be the best decision that I can make.
Yes, very good.
Listen
Very
to
good.
learn.
Very good. Thank you. I'm glad you
Oh,
actually
okay.
took something away from my story. That's a very good.
I did! Because I was listening to
You
learn.
were listening to learn, yes. And so, Coach, he said 100%. So I think she agreed. Okay.
That's
Any
cool.
other advice? We're going to be here all night. Coach, just everybody be comfortable. We're usually 15 minutes. We might be 50 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh no! Oh. I do, but it's not within reach. So that's okay. We're gonna keep rolling. Hopefully I don't need any water while we
Folks are
have
saying
it.
they love to listen to learn. Love that. Okay, great. Any other tips and strategies, Joy, that you can think of as folks are trying to build their professional relationships, professional networks, any other tips?
I would say take time to learn about yourself and what sets you apart. Like that, we are all so unique. We all have unique experiences, unique skill sets, personalities. And I think sometimes the mistake we make is that we go into networking sessions or we meet someone new and we just tell them what's on our resume. Hi, my name is, I went to this school, I majored, and this is what I do. What makes you you? Like what makes you awesome? What is the things that if we ask 50 people about you across the board, we would learn this about you. And so I think when networking and building professional relationships, you got to learn what makes you you and appreciate that and love it. I mean, I don't know about you, you have kids, but I work with kids a lot. And one of the things that I've learned when watching people parent is that it's so important not to say, oh, this is a bad thing, but kind of learn how to flip it into a strength. Like, so for me, when I was a kid, they used to say, oh, Joy talks so much, and Joy's talk. But I had a teacher that flipped it and said, Joy's a great leader. She knows how to be social and engage people. And that really shifted the mindset and taught me that it's important to talk, but it's also important to listen and to know when to speak. And so I would say learn what makes you you. Even those things that people have said are negatives, maybe they just don't understand it. It could really be a positive and a strength if put in the right situation and used the right way.
I love that. And speaking of listening and looking, we're looking for comments from you. We want to hear from our participants today. What advice do you have? Joy, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking of really good advice that my father gave me years and years ago. I was interviewing for a big time job, and I was like, I was checking off all the negative things, all the things that I'm not. And he said, wait a minute, don't you know when you walk into that room, nobody else has lived the life of Tabitha. No one else has done what you've done. They've not had your experiences. You stand on those experiences, on your greatness, and understand you're the only one that can walk into the room with that. And I was like, oh, that's true. And so from that way forward, I'm always like, I'm bringing something to the table. You may not think so, but I know so.
Coach Poonam said, power packed with 3 rounds of applause.
Yes.
It's true. Walk into a room with confidence, knowing that you are bringing something to the table. Like you have a gift, you have a talent, even if it's your personality. I mean, there's some people that we both know that when they walk into the room, before they even start saying intelligent stuff, they just bring some type of personality and presence that's important. So when you're networking, walk in with confidence and know what makes you you, know what your value is.
Yeah, that is exactly right. Coach Joy, we have all everybody's joining tonight. We have a packed house and we wish we could stay longer, but this is the thing, we have to just leave you wanting more. So
more.
For you. Coach Joy, she's going to return tomorrow night. Well, she'll be here for Thursday, and we'll continue this conversation. We'll introduce some new content. We want to hear more from you, but she's back with us tomorrow. So we have someone saying, be you, be authentic, confidence will follow. That is right. So Joy, let's quickly summarize our tips for tonight. You said listen to learn. That was a good takeaway. Listen to learn. What was
listen to learn?
Give me a second tip.
Know you, know your value, know what you bring to the table.
Okay, so we'll just stick with listen to learn and know yourself, know your value. So we're going to end the night on those two tips. Please follow us on Instagram, steerus.io. If you're not following us, I'm going to be watching you until you click that little follow us button. Okay? Right now we have about 100 something followers. Let's go ahead and make that close to 200 by tomorrow night. Can we do that?
We can do it. We can do it.
Yes. Okay, Joy, thank you for joining us. Also,
thanks, Coach Tabitha. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye.